meeting to order, and I welcome everyone. I remember all of you our Toastmasters International mission, that is to empower individuals to become efficient communicators and leaders. It's my pleasure to announce our presiding officers of this evening, Alan Ortiz and Fernando Ceballos.
Good evening, Toastmasters, guests. It's our pleasure to welcome everyone to our club's sessions. We'd like to extend a special welcome to our guest of honor and the reason why Club Universidad de las Naciones and Club Ibero Puebla make this session happen. Richard E. Peck, who will participate later tonight. We are so excited to have you all here to participate in our interclub sessions, Universidad de las Naciones and Club Ibero Puebla. I hope today's session inspires ideas and discussions around the way we communicate and live. Toastmasters.
You know, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. John C. Maxwell. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who is watching on live, and special thanks to the special guests in this meeting. And I want to introduce the Toastmaster of the night, a special friend, a special member, and a distinguished Toastmaster. So please bring a big applause to the Toastmaster of the night, Angelo Matiello.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Alan. Good evening to everyone. Welcome, as always, to our weekly meeting for both Club Universidad de las Naciones and Club Ibero Puebla. Now, in Toastmasters, and I know you know what I'm about to say, every meeting is a special meeting. But this evening, I'm truly honored to be the Toastmasters of the day because our district, District 34, receives the visit of a great friend, our international president, Toastmaster Richard Peck. Richard, I can confidently say on behalf of the members of both our clubs and the rest of the district's clubs that we're very honored with your visit, and we're happy that you chose to make a stop in District 34, Southern Mexico, during your world tour. We welcome you with gusto, and remember, Mexico is your home. And now, following our meeting agenda, I would like to introduce the members that are going to be performing the meeting roles during this evening's meeting. And I will ask those who I call to state your name, which club do you represent, and explain briefly what your role and functions during this evening are going to be. And I would like to begin, but I don't see him, so I'm going to start with the second one. Our grammarian, Jose Landeros. Jose, are you here with us?
I am. Hello, good evening. As grammarian, it's my responsibility to review language usage carefully, call out incorrect usage, but also exceptional usage. In addition, I would like to introduce the word of tonight. Tonight's word is aberration. Aberration. And the definition of aberration is, it is a noun, and it is a departure from what is normal, usual, or expected, typically unwelcome. Aberration. So I will be keeping track of your use of the word aberration this evening, and thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Now, I would like to introduce our timer, Toastmaster Alvaro Prieto. Alvaro, if you would.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. For the speeches, There are 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will put the green card, 6 minutes yellow card, and 7 minutes red card. For evaluations, which are from 2 to 3 minutes, at 2 minutes, I will put the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for table topics, at 1 minute, I will raise the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Alvaro. And I just mentioned him, but I would like him to introduce his functions as general evaluator to our good friend Toastmaster Richard Peck. Richard, all yours.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It's my pleasure to be here with you. Before I describe my role, I would like to recognize somebody in the audience, if I would be allowed that honor. In the audience with us tonight is Region Advisor Violeta Rios. And Violeta is not only one of the most passionate members that I know about the Toastmasters organization, but in the support of the people from Mexico, and is always putting you in the forefront. So Violeta, thank you for joining us tonight. My role as general evaluator will be to, one, evaluate the meeting from beginning to end. Things that worked well, just like a regular evaluation, things that could possibly be viewed for improvement for upcoming meetings. I'll also present the evaluators who will be doing their evaluations for the speakers, as well as calling forward reports from the other functionaries. I will deliver my report at the end of the meeting when called upon so by the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Richard. Everyone, round of applause. It will be an aberration on my part if I don't say hello to Violeta. Violeta, hello. You have been my mentor for so many years. And I don't know if you remember, but I met Richard with you. You were like guiding me all along the floor in Las Vegas when I truly had no idea what Toastmaster really meant. So, hi. Hello, Mama.
Hey, partner.
Hey. Okay, so I will continue now with our first speech evaluator, Toastmaster Calorina Flores. Calorina, are you here? Yes, I can see you. If you could just tell us quickly what you will be doing tonight.
Yes, hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Thank you. Well, my role this night is to evaluate the first speaker. Angelo, you are mute.
Thank you, sorry. Technology, you know. I don't know if she's already here, but no, I don't see her. Don't worry. We have another evaluator for later, but now, thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to listening to everyone's evaluations and recommendations on how we can improve this evening. But for now, it is time for us to start with the speeches. And tonight's first speech is a motivational strategies level 4 speech. Its objective is for the speaker to share his or her experience to motivate the members of a team through a speech. And first to the bat is a young lady with a lot of talent and charisma. I remember fondly seeing her first performance in our club and how she managed to captivate us all, turning a simple story about a duck into a life lesson that those in attendance that evening still strive to follow to this day. Now I invite you all to let yourselves be motivated by her words with the title, The Gratitude of a Quarantine. The Gratitude of a Quarantine. I would like you all to help me receive with a big round of applause our good friend, Toastmasters Joana Hernandez Valencia.
The gratitude of a quarantine. Gratitude, the quality of being thankful
readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. Yeah, you may be thinking, what should I be thankful for? Everything is terrible. You may be partially right. However, that mindset won't do you any good getting through this. Taking care of your health is a priority during this time, and that includes mental health. One way to do this is to practice being thankful. The Harvard Medical School provides a definition of gratitude, a thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. As a result, gratitude also helps people connect to something larger than themselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or a higher power. What a beautiful definition, the most beautiful I have heard in my whole life. After knowing what gratitude is, I want to do a little dynamic. Let's stand up, turn on your microphones, and repeat with me. I give thanks to life.
I give thanks to life.
I give thanks for who I am.
I give thanks for who I am.
I give thanks for having a close interaction with Mr. President Richard Peck. And I give thanks for he and his wonderful time.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. This is a mantra that we can do every day to practice gratitude. Also, we can write 10 things we're grateful for. We can do this in the morning or at night, depending on our lifestyle. In turn, we can also meditate. Meditation is not about becoming a different person or a new person or even a better person. It's about training in awareness and getting a healthy sense of perspective. You are not trying to turn off your thoughts or feelings. You are trying to connect with yourself. We have to give thanks for this time away, since not everyone has been so bad. We have been able to interact with clubs from other countries. We have been able to get to know different cultures and understand different languages. Quarantine has opened up opportunities for us to be better people. Each one decides to see quarantine as an opportunity or as a disadvantage. The purpose of talking about gratitude was to become aware of how privileged we are, just for the simple fact of being here. Gratitude is a value that must be taught to us since we are children. Since if we all had this value, we will see difficult circumstances as a moment of restoration, healing, and peace. Today, I want to invite you to be more grateful for a better life, for better opportunities, for better time, and also for a better behavior for us. We are here. We have to be happy of being with life. And also, we have to be grateful of what we are. Because imagine those people that right now are not here. Really, I'm very thankful for this opportunity and for being here with all of us. I really appreciate your time, your Valentine, and also your empathy to be here. So I invite you that we become more aware of enjoying each day to the fullest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joanna. Congratulations on your speech. And now I have the privilege to present our next speaker of the evening. This speech is an innovative planning level 3 speech. Its objective is as follows: for the speaker to practice developing and presenting a proposal. Now, who among us hasn't wished they could contribute more to make our clubs better? I'm sure all of us have, and that's just a reflection of the values of our organization. That's why we're always striving for excellence. Our next speaker is always looking for ways to help, for opportunity areas where she can effect change and make her club the best it can be. Therefore, I would like all of you to help me receive our second speaker of the evening with the title, Becoming a Voice of Value. Becoming a Voice of Value. Let's welcome our good friend, Toastmaster María Eugenia Méndez.
I usually use YouTube videos to solve the problems I meet in my everyday life. Want to know if a pineapple is ready to eat? Or maybe do a new hairstyle? Or even try some face yoga? Toastmaster of the night, Mr. Richard Peck, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Did you know that YouTube is the second most popular website after Google? And what does it have to do with my proposal? Today, I'm proposing to my club to become a voice of value through YouTube videos. And what does this mean? This means creating videos which help people achieve their goals and their dreams. Maybe some of you know that we already have a YouTube channel. And in this channel, we have the recordings of the sessions, the meetings we have week after week. You can find these recordings in the YouTube channel, Ibero Puebla. Now, sometimes I visit the channel when I want to see the recording of my videos. Maybe because I want to focus on what my evaluator told me or suggested me to improve. And sometimes because I want to see samples of my fellow Toastmasters for a speech. For example, as when I was preparing to do this proposal. What I have noticed is that sometimes it is difficult for me to find the information I'm looking for. Why? Because most of the videos are almost 2 hours long, or something like closer to that. So what I'm proposing is to keep doing these videos, to keep creating materials for our YouTube channel, which are going to be helpful for our community, but also for people outside of the club who is willing to improve their speaking skills and their leadership skills. So my proposal is to improve 2 different aspects. One is to keep creating the videos, but also to create special videos in which we can explain how to develop certain skills for public speaking. And besides that, I'm proposing to add chapter markers to our videos in YouTube. So now I'm going to give you an example of how we can do it. Can I please share my screen so that I can show, please? Oh, thank you. Yeah, now I can do it. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Do you see my screen now? Okay, so what I'm talking about regarding chapters in YouTube is this. If you notice in this video, we can see the timeline is divided into little pieces. This means that the video has chapter markers. And here you can see the description of what each chapter contains. So for example, here we have that in minute 1:5, we have what are the YouTube timestamps shown. 2:30, how YouTube timestamps are shown on Google. And like that, what I'm proposing is to divide our videos, the ones we have in our channel, into little chapters so that people who is interested in our videos can find the information that interests them. And then they don't have to watch the whole video, I mean the 2 hours video, until they find what they are looking for. In that way, we can keep their interest, we can have them find the information they need, and also they can even recommend our videos to some other people. And now, why is that relevant for our club? It is relevant because in that way, if more people get to know our videos, we are going to create a community. And then that community is going to see that we are experts on what we do. In that way, we can show that we are like an authority in the field, and they are going to trust our club. Because remember, one of the promises of a Toastmasters is to bring more people to the community so that they can see the benefits of the membership. But sometimes it can be difficult to bring people to our face-to-face sessions. And I think this can be solved when we are online. And even more if we have these videos in our YouTube channel, because they won't have to come to our physical place, or they won't have to come to our online sessions, but they can visit our channel. And if we have the chapter markers, it's going to be easier for them to find the information they are looking for. And even if people Google looking for a topic that is related to the topics we have in the chapter markers in YouTube, it's going to be easier for them to find the video. And then we are going to create a community that can grow and grow through time. And also, it is important to remember that we are not only helping our community, I mean our club, but any other friends or people out there who want to become better speakers and leaders. And remember what Harp Aker says, the best way and the fastest way to achieve success is to help others reach their dreams and their goals. Toastmaster.
Congratulations, my dear Maria Eugenia. If you hear some dogs barking, it's not my fault, it's the dog's fault. So, congratulations to both speakers. You have certainly given us important messages today. I am using the video chapters now for sure. Remember to vote on who do you think was the best speaker this evening. We will be giving those awards at the end. If the host of the meeting can send everyone the invitation to vote, I would appreciate it. But now it is time for everyone else to get ready. It is time for us to stretch our minds, for as either Oliver Wendell Holmes or Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions. And to help us stretch our minds, we have the table topic section of our meeting. And I would like everyone to help me welcome this evening's table topics master, our good friend, Toastmaster Klaus Friedrichs. Klaus, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Greetings to you. Also, greetings to our International President, Richard E. Peck. We are glad to have you here. Dear fellows Toastmaster and guests, you know that the purpose of the Topic Master is to facilitate all table topics, where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice the impromptu speaking. I will introduce a topic and I will call a speaker who will have 2 minutes to speak on that subject. So the topic of today will be, today we are on the 22nd of June, and we celebrate the World Rainforest Day. This World Rainforest Day is being celebrated year by year since 1999 by the United Nations. And of course, it would be an aberration if I don't say that it is regarded and it has a connection to the climate change. And our topic will be around that. So I will call the first of the speakers, that will be in this case, Fernando Ceballos. Let's give Fernando Ceballos a big applause. And the topic that we will have and question him is, around the Amazonas are the lungs of the earth. How can we protect it? How can we protect the Amazonas? Fernando Ceballos.
Fire on fire would normally kill us with this much desire. Together, we are winners. They say that we are out of control, and some say that we are winners. But don't let them ruin the beautiful rhythm. Amazon rainforest is, as you know, the most biodiversity region of the earth, providing shelter to 3 million species and plants and animals. Billions of trees can absorb tons and tons of carbon dioxide every year and slow down the climate change along with reducing air oxygen. That's why we call them lungs of the air. The center also claims about around 99% of Amazon fires start with human action, either on purpose or by accident. It has been mentioned in international bodies that fires have been set up to clear the land for cattle, ranching, farming, and logging. The number of human-made fire is growing and growing and growing, which has literally plagued the Amazon in recent years and disturbed the ecosystem drastically. But what can we do? I give you 4 actions that also you may know. Reduce your paper and wood consumption. Reduce your oil consumption. Reduce your beef consumption. And invest in rainforest communities. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Fernando. Yes, I would support your initiative, of course. As you're mentioning, year by year, we lose almost 6,900 square meters, between 6,000 and 9,000 square meters a year are lost year by year. And of course, that affects our lungs. I remind you, all the participants, that you use the word of the day, the aberration. So our second speaker, I would invite Alex Hoover. Alex, are you ready? Great. The question is wood versus plastic. What would you suggest and why? What would you suggest and why? Wood and plastic? Axel, Hoover. Applause to Alex. Axel.
It's been a big problem, the use of different kind of plastics, wood, and different materials that are putting in danger our beautiful world. Dear Toastmaster, guests, Richard, welcome to Mexico. If we think about the past, way back in the past and the present, in the past we used to have a lot of things that we used to buy and just return. Yes, like bottles, maybe bottles of soda, bottles of milk, they were reused. But nowadays, they are thrown to the trash. And from the trash to the rivers, from the rivers to the oceans. And we are killing our environment. We are killing absolutely everything. So if we select plastic, I suggest plastic that we can return and they can be recycled. If we select wood, we are killing our trees. We are putting in danger. And if you come here to Veracruz and you feel this heat, and maybe in Monterrey where Violeta is, that heat that she's having there too, is because we are killing the trees. It's because we are doing everything wrong. And I think it's time for us to start doing things correct, to go back to the past and to have everything that can be recycled and to live a better world for our country. And I suggest and recommend all Club Toastmasters to join us and have a planting trees wherever we can. Join us and save the world.
Great work, Alex. I really support your what you think. And of course, if we all plant a tree, we will reforest our world, our home, and our towns. Great. I would then jump to our next speaker. Next speaker would be Carla Avila. Carla, are you around there? I cannot see you. So we would then take another participant. It would be Stefan Parisi. Stefan Parisi, are you willing to join? Otherwise, I would take another participant as it gets. Abraham Lopez. Abraham, here is the question. The kids are the future of this world. And of course, they need to be aware of this. So making kids aware, what campaign or sustainability would you make? What campaign for sustainability would you make for kids aware? Abraham Lopez. Let's give him a big applause.
Sustainability is to approach all those resources we have today and being able to let future generations to also approach them as us. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For sure, kids are our future. And if we don't take care of our present with them, we might be feeling or we might be failing in preserving our world. Sustainability is not just a word that it's in that it's very famous nowadays. Sustainability is our future. And by our future, we have to make sure everyone understands that. Even our kids. Our kids could be very helpful at destroying climate change through sustainability, trying to make little actions that will lead us into a greater future. Having little campaigns like dividing trash, like letting them know that every little action counts, and for sure to make that difference from them, it could lead us into a better future. So every little campaign approach in schools, I think it will be the best opportunity for them to understand what we need to look for in our future. And for sure, as parents, uncles, parents of any of kids, let's become the example. If they see we take action, they're pretty sure that they are going to make the difference. So here is my request for you guys. Just become the example of those little kids that may find the future a better world if we let them. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Abraham. Congratulations. Very good. Kids are really our future. We have to collaborate, but they will be the guys that will help us to do this big change together with us. Next question, I would like to invite Violeta Rios. Violeta, would you, I know it's very warm there, and that's why I would make you the next question. If you would need to stay in the shadow of something, would you prefer a shadow of woods in a tree, or would you prefer a shadow of a room? A shadow of a tree or a shadow of a room? With you, Violeta Rios.
Because I consider myself a creature of darkness, I might prefer the shadow of my room. And if you noticed earlier, my cat actually turned out the light. But when we go to the outside world, which is, believe it or not, I do like to go outside. There is nothing as relaxing and enjoyable as sitting under a tree. And of course, it has to be not a young tree, but there are trees here in the north that grow really fast. And I think that's one of the problems we have here in Monterrey. We promote planting trees that are not from our region, so they never grow. And that's why we don't have shade. I mean, you can go around to San Pedro, which is the nice part of town, and they have palm trees. What kind of shade are you going to get from that? But I remember long ago when my dad was still around, he and my grandfather planted 3 trees here around the house. The situation got so out of control because the trees were uprooting the cement from the patio. And the reason or the explanation was because they were not trees from the region. They wouldn't, grow straight down. Unfortunately, they had to be derooted. And believe me, the first one that felt the difference was my mother, because her room benefit from the shade of those trees. So if you ask me again, what do I prefer, the shade of a tree or the shade of a room? It really depends on where that room is, because the room might not be protected and it can't be cool enough. But if you offer me a tree, oh my, a tree is a wonderful place to relax underneath, maybe read a good book, catch up with friends, or why not, even enjoy a drink. Of what? I will leave that to your imagination. Mr. Topic Master.
Thank you, Violeta. I agree. We are always trying to plant trees that maybe are not compatible with our areas, but at the end, it's better than being directly to the sun. Okay, so the rainforest has a very important ingredient that is part of our living. It is water. I would therefore invite Carlos Romero. Would you like to join us for topics? Great. Carlos, the question is, because water is so important, do you think that rainforest is, you are in Veracruz, right? And in Veracruz, there are...
No, I'm in Mexico City.
In Mexico City, okay, more, that means more. So you need water from other regions. Do you think that rainforests are really important for that? Are rainforests really important to keep water in the world? Carlos Romero.
Remember or think about a glass of water, a really fresh glass of water when you return from your activities on the day. Or maybe when you have a delicious shower in the night in your place, in your house. And very simple that move a key of water, and that water come to you and you feel freshness. We need to care water, and we need to care all about it in the cycle of water. Absolutely, the rainforest around in the periphery of the Mexico City is one of the key points to prevent and to promote the preservation for the water. We need to talk with this problem of any context, from the kids in the school, from the people in the government, for our families, because it's a problem for all of us. It's a problem that keeps us in that we need to resolve now, and we need to move over for the next generations. Today we have a really cool, but maybe a little hot or cold water in your home, but today is an easy way to have it. But what happened with the next generations? Are we conscious, or we are thinking about them? What we are going to development? I really think that is our responsibility to take action today, because for the future, if we don't respect the rainforest that is around the city, maybe, and very soon, we don't have any drop of water in the glass or in the shower. So don't dishwash water. See, thanks. See ya.
Thank you, Carlos. Absolutely right. I'm joining a sip of water at this moment also. And I hope that we all can do that sooner for always. Great. I would like to invite also another person, Bruce Lane. Are you available? Would you like to participate?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Question. Today we are going from carbon vehicles, or let's say internal engine burning vehicles, to battery or electric vehicles. What do you think about that change? Change between combustion and electric vehicles. Bruce Lane.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and other guests like myself. I currently have 2 vehicles in my driveway, and both are hybrids. They're both Toyota Priuses. So it's kind of the middle between the combustion ones that occupy the gas and diesel, and then the electric one. We've talked about what we are going to do with our vehicle that's older. We're kind of letting it I guess the saying is run it into the ground. So when the serious serious repairs need to start happening, we're not going to bother with it. And then we talked about the next vehicle that we are going to purchase, and we're thinking of an electric one. I think it's better for the environment as a whole. The prices of the cars are kind of up there, but if people can manage it via financing, a car loan or something, then I say go for it. The old style cars, well, I shouldn't say old style because they still exist. A lot of them still exist, is the combustion ones. And they've done their job, but they have added to the air pollution that is part of the whole politically and environment that people talk about. And that, so if you're going to make a new car purchase, go start at least with the hybrid ones. Don't bother with combustion. Start with the hybrid ones and then take it from there and see how that works for you. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Great. I support your vision, and next car, I promise it will be either a hybrid or an electric vehicle in order to contribute to our to save the pollution and that. So from my side, it would be it. Or do you want me? Is there somebody else that wants to participate? No, great. So I would then ask my timer to see if what was the timing for all the participants.
Of course, table topics. Fernando Ceballos did 2 minutes 20 seconds. It's on time. Axel Hoover 2 minutes 10 seconds on time. Abraham Lopez 2 minutes 8 seconds on time. Violeta Rios 1 minute 57 seconds on time. Carlos Romero 2 minutes 20 seconds on time. And Bruce Lang 1 minute 30 seconds on time. Table topics.
Thank you. So I would please give them all a big applause. I think they have done a lot of effort. Remember, in our chat, we will place our, you can choose and you can vote for the best table topic master, of course, for the master, for the table topic guys. And I will then give the word to Angelo Mattiello. Angelo.
Thank you, Klaus. I would like everyone to give Klaus a big round of applause. Thank you. An amazing table topic section, great topic, amazing questions. I, for one, didn't know that today was World Rainforest Day, but as Martin O'Malley said, reversing deforestation is complicated, but planting a tree is very simple. Let's do our job, let's do our part. And once again, the speakers tonight were Fernando Ceballos, Axel Hoover, Abraham Lopez, Violeta Rios, Carlos Romero, and Bruce Lane. You can all remember, if you could, vote for who do you think did the best job today. Our good friend Alvaro Prieto will be sending us the voting form. I think he already did in the chat box. And I cracked my neck so hard, I almost unlocked the secret third-person mode. So if you see me wobbling, it's just because I did that. Sometimes life happens. I want to thank our good friend Toastmaster Axel Hoover for aiding us as a counter in out of the blue fashion. Axel, if you could just briefly explain your functions today and what you will be doing as part of the evaluator team.
Yes, normally when we are at a club, we have a little bell, but in this case, I have one, but I'm not using it in order not to disturb the speakers, but I am writing every time I hear a grammar error, words like pauses, and when you are like running over words. So I'm just writing it. So far, everybody's doing a great job. And well, I will give you my inform after when Richard Peck asks for it.
Thank you, Axel. And well, thank you. Round of applause. It is now time for us to analyze those areas where we can grow as a team and individually. And for that, I have the great honor of introducing our general evaluator. He is a visiting friend who currently serves as Vice President Education for his home club Park City Toastmaster of Stratford in Stratford, Connecticut, a beautiful town. I first met him in Las Vegas in 2015. I was just starting in this whole Toastmasters business. Had no name tag attached to my ill-fitting suit. And Violeta Rios, who's here, was kind enough to guide me through the floor. But for a moment, I felt out of place. And I guess he felt it. And he approached me and welcomed me like I was one of the gang. And I remember chatting with him. And when we finished, I thought, what a nice guy. He's always willing to lend a hand to a fellow Toastmaster to improve. And he once said something that resonates with me to this day. Through Toastmaster, we have the ability to change the world, one member at a time. He also happens to serve currently as our organization's international president. So I would like everyone to join me in welcoming our friend, Toastmaster Richard Peck, for the general evaluation. Toastmaster Peck, your turn.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster Angelo. This is a pleasure to be with you tonight and to serve as your general evaluator. Tonight, I'll begin by introducing our speech evaluators. Now, why do we have speech evaluators? Well, when you think about it, speaking is a skill. And as a speaker, we're always trying to hone that skill. We're trying to get better at it. But how would we know what we need to do to improve? Or how do we know what we really did well if no one provided us feedback? We would think that everything we did was great. I could say ah for 5 minutes and no one would tell me otherwise. So tonight, our evaluators are going to provide some feedback to our speakers on what they did well and possibly some things that they could work on to help push their speeches to the next level. Our first speech evaluator is Carolina Flores, who will be evaluating Johanna Valencia's speech, The Gratitude of a Quarantine. Carolina?
Thank you. Johanna, please tell me, how did you feel in your speech? I don't see Johanna, but... hello. Hi, Johanna. How did you feel during your speech?
I felt well, a little bit nervous, but very happy for the opportunity and also glad to see you.
Thank you very much. Well, Joanna, congratulations for giving us this wonderful speech. You excelled in the topic you select because it's a topic where all of us feel connected because we are all living the same situation, this pandemic. So the topic is very interesting, and I saw that the audience was very attentive to your speech. For example, the mantras you gave to us were wonderful, and we all were participating. Maybe one thing you could do is to ask everybody to open the micros. However, I like very much the topic. One thing you can work on is about the time. You use 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So you did not meet the minimum time, but you can work on that. Maybe you feel a little bit nervous, and that is normal. That happens to all of us. So my suggestion is to work on your speech. Practice it a lot, maybe 4 or 5 times, and breathe very deep. Another challenge is that you may work on your vocal variety. One technique you can do is, for example, exaggerate your words. For example, you said, I want to thank Mr. Richard Peck, and that you can say, I want to thank Mr. Richard Peck. That is one technique you can use. Another technique you can use is to align your voice with expressive gestures. For example, I want to thank Mr. Richard Peck, who is there. That's another example you can use. And another challenge you can make is to use the eye contact to see the camera. In that way, we can feel more connected with your speech. Congratulations, Johanna, you did a very wonderful work today, and please continue your work in Pathways.
Thank you very
Caroline.
much. I don't know if you can hear me.
We
I
can
don't know
hear
if
you,
you can
Joanna.
hear me because I have a terrible internet, but thank you so much, and thanks for the opportunity.
Excellent evaluation, Carolina. Thank you. Our second evaluator will be Linda Renier, who will be evaluating Eugenia Mendez's speech, A Voice of Value.
Thank you, Richard. Leaders always choose the hardest right rather than the easier wrong. Thank you so much for the opportunity to evaluate this amazing speech, and it's a pleasure to be. According to the evaluation, you present a proposed statement speech. You told us an introduction, you told us a problem, and then you show us the problematic and also the solution. That was great. That was also a very clear speech and make us to understand the whole speech. The organization, your speech was easy to follow. Your proposal was great and clear. You also used some examples and also show us some pictures. And that was incredible because you connected with your audience and that make us connect to you. It was an interesting speech. Everyone was listening to you and also trying to make to this speech according to their job, to the way they communicate online. You are excellent at the organization. As I said, you did a really good organized speech. You did an engagement with your audience and you look so comfortable while you were talking. That makes us to feel comfortable and also feel relaxed while we listen to you. Also, the topic was really interesting to everybody. It's a topic that make us easy to connect in our leadership. You might want to work on your vocal variety. Maybe you could work your tones and your tones will make your audience to feel excited to listen to you. And also you could work on your physical gesture. It's kind of difficult because we are online, but we have to make it to look easier to your audience to connect. Don't be afraid to use your body, your hand, your face. And if you could show more your body, it will be excellent. I recommend you to next time previously talk with your host so you will be ready to share the screen. So when you were talking, the host will show the picture you were talking about it. And it will make that your audience don't make the point you were talking about. To challenge yourself, this is a challenge to yourself, and be intense, don't be afraid, be kind of dramatic. So we will be excited to listen to you. Use your whole body, use your tones, and try to be a new kind of leadership. Try to explore more styles. Don't be afraid about it. You are already a good and amazing speakers, and you will be so much better. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And that is the total evaluation for this evening. Let me recap our evaluators for you. Carolina Flores evaluated Johanna Valencia, and Linda Rene evaluated Eugenia Mendez. We will now post the poll for the submission of votes. And that form is in the chat window. Please take a moment and vote for the best evaluator. I will now move on to calling for the functionaries' reports. Now, this is what I like about visiting foreign countries outside of my home state. They give me a list of names, and I know each and every one of you is waiting, just waiting to see how badly I butcher the name, whether I can roll my R's or not. I know Violetta is nodding her head. I can see it. So I promise I will do my best to get the names correct, even though we did have one that was changed at the last minute. And all I have is a first name, which I know I can get right. So let's begin with our timer report. Alvaro Prieto.
Thank you, General Evaluator. It will be an aberration if I don't tell you the exact times every Toastmaster, everyone who participates today. For prepared speeches, we have Johanna Valencia with 4 minutes, 55 seconds. It's without time. Eugenia Mendez, 7 minutes, 5 seconds. It's on time. For the table topics, as I already said, Fernando Ceballos with 2 minutes and 20 seconds, it's on time. Axel Hoover, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, it's on time. Abraham Lopez, 2 minutes, 8 seconds, it's on time. Violeta Rios, 1 minute, 57 seconds, it's on time. Carlos Romero, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, it's on time. And Bruce Lang, 1 minute, 30 seconds, it's on time. And for the evaluations, Carolina Flores, 3 minutes, 20 seconds, it's on time. And Linda Rene, 3 minutes, 10 seconds, it's on time. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Timer Alvaro, for that great report. I'll now call on our counter who jumped in at the last minute. A true Toastmaster stepping up to fill an open role. Axel Hoover.
Okay, hi, how are you? Joanna.
Hi, Paul, how are you?
I'm happy to see you, happy to see everybody. Well, Joanna had 2, Angelo so far none, Maru 3, Klaus 3, Fernando 3, Abraham 2, Carlos Romero 9, Bruce 2, Carolina 3, Linda 9, and Richard 1 with the name. Yes, I only was counting the times I was supposed to have sound the bell. I didn't write all the little mistakes that you had on the process because, well, some of the people had audio problems, or was my computer with audio problems, but I tried to do my best. So this is my report, Richard.
Axel, I can't stop laughing. That is the first time anyone has ever counted an ah for the calling the roll the ah counter. Congratulations on that. Good for you.
Thank you. It was a name mispronounced.
Ah, very good. Thank you. And now for our grammarian, Jose Landeros.
Oops, had my microphone off. Let's take 2. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving me the privilege of being the grammar counter tonight, the grammarian. When I was asked to do this role, I knew it was going to be a tough job, not because I was expecting a lot of mistakes, but quite the opposite. I was expecting very few. If there's anything I have learned from my interactions with our club, is that everyone is very dedicated, very well prepared, and very committed, and hence that results in very few grammar errors. Secondly, I also know that for the majority of you, English is a second language. And I must commend that you have all had excellent teachers, as everyone's English was excellent. I struggled to find inappropriate grammar usage, but I did find just a few word suggestions that I would like to share with you. So number one, Johanna, you were using the phrase more grateful, which is, again, grammatically correct, but a suggestion would be to use the synonym appreciative. Appreciative would be a synonym that you can use for that. Carlos, when you were talking about water usage, you used the phrase key of water. Now, being a Spanish speaker, I know what you were thinking. You were thinking llave de agua is how you say it in Spanish. So I know how you literally changed that to key of water. However, in English, the common word is faucet or valve. Faucet or valve are the mechanical implements used to turn water on, the flow of water on. And then finally, Linda, you used the word tongue. And I believe the phrase that you were looking for was vocal tone. Vocal tone, to refer to someone's intonation. Klaus, the phrase is internal combustion engine. Internal combustion engine. Though I must admit, very few people in the United States know that. And finally, one other all-around observation is one of my pet peeves is the use of the word like, cool, or awesome. Unfortunately, English language in our modern era has degraded, and these words are used excessively and incorrectly. So I must commend the club that you did not use the words like, cool, or awesome in any of your speeches. So congratulations for proper English usage tonight. And my final report here is I counted 3 people that used the word of the day. Toastmaster Angelo, Klaus, and Alvaro, you all used the word of the day. Thank you very much for participating. Back to you, President Peck.
Thank you, Grammarian. I liked your report. As being involved with internal combustion engines, I find them cool, and this is really awesome. I just wanted to give you something to throw on your report for the end of the day. Now I'll give my report. This has been an excellent meeting to attend. I always approach these meetings with an open mind and look at how the meetings are conducted and how different or similar they are around the world. And we do have those similarities in the way we conduct them with speeches and evaluations and table topics, but there's always uniquenesses amongst the meetings. So when I joined this meeting this evening and came into the room, there was a lot of that camaraderie, that lot of that conversation that we would have if we were in a meeting in person, getting to know one another and connecting with old friends. What a strange environment it is right now. As Angelo had said, we had met in Las Vegas. We're separated by country. We're separated by quarantine and COVID, but here we are getting to reconnect. What an opportunity. What a gratitude of a quarantine. So that speech tonight really played into it. I have never seen a meeting that has started as promptly as this one did. The minute the clock struck the top of the hour, it was on. Very well done. There was no waiting. We moved. And when the Toastmaster of the day was working through the agenda, I was really impressed when he got to the ah counter's role. The ah counter wasn't there. He realized it right away and he moved on. He didn't wait to see if he could call on somebody to become an ah counter. He obviously knows the members of the club well enough that someone was going to step on. So he just moved along with the meeting. That's a true sign of a well-run meeting and a well-run club in the fact that you know your members to that point. The speeches tonight were definitely thought-provoking. A gratitude of a quarantine. Who would ever think that you can look for gratitude in quarantine? Yet the speech played to that. And for me, as an individual who says, look for opportunities, don't focus on challenge, that speech really pointed to that. And then a voice of value. If we're not providing value with what we say, why are we speaking? It should be a voice of value. So 2 really well done speeches. I also want to commend our evaluator. Let's see, which one was it? I'm sorry, I'm losing. I think it was Linda who engaged. No, it was Carolina. I'm sorry, Carolina, who engaged Johanna on her speech. How do you think you did? That's only the second time I've ever seen that approach done, to engage the speaker and get their thoughts. So a unique style of evaluation. Thank you for doing that. I don't know that many others have seen that, and it's something to take back. Table topics was a thought-provoking table topic because I don't think anyone knew that it was World Rainforest Day. I know I didn't know it was World Rainforest Day. Of course, about the only thing I know is sometimes it rains when I'm in the forest, and that's how I take a view of it. But knowing that the Amazon is the lungs of the world and reminding people of that was really nice to hear. Now, were there some things that could be worked on? There's always things that could be worked on, especially in the online environment, or if you move to the hybrid environment. So just some things to think about. There were nothing major, to be honest with you. Technology is always going to be an issue, especially if we have internet connectivity that's not as great as we want it to be. We're not on the device we want to be on. So Johanna, when she spoke, it appeared that she was on a cell phone, or either that or her computer monitor screen was very small, because it cut her off on certain sides when she went to move, which I think also cut down on her vocal or her body language. So thinking about what we're presenting in the screen we're presenting in. Also, I think because the screen that you were using to use for your presentation was so small, I could see you reading from it, or you appeared to be reading from it. So trying to separate yourself back a little bit just to help with that. But it was a great speech in the way you delivered it, and the impact, I think, is there for a lot of people. For our second speaker, when you wanted to do a screen share and you realized right away that you couldn't do that, you asked for permission to be able to share your screen. One way to overcome that is at the beginning of the meeting, just try clicking on share screen and you'll know right away whether you have that ability or not. And then send a message to the host saying, I need to share my screen, so that that's already taken care of and it doesn't get in the way of your flow of your presentation. Table topics, I almost caught the table topics master right up until the very end, because I was going to say, invite some guests or visiting Toastmasters, VTMs, to be part of your table topics. And then he called on Bruce and brought Bruce in. So I had to scratch that one off my list about bringing those individuals in. One thing to think about is when you have members joining that aren't members of your club, having them rename themselves, putting VTM in front of their name, visiting Toastmasters as it's come to be known, or put the country that they're visiting from after their name. So we know we have a dear friend of mine, Khaled Amin, who is visiting from Bahrain tonight, and he has put that after his name, so you know where he's visiting from. And if the Toastmaster or the president of the club wants to recognize guests, they're all grouped together and easy to find. When I think about visiting clubs in Mexico and the Mexican culture, I think about family and that sense of relationship. And tonight, you made all of us feel like we were a part of the family. And I think that's not only important from a club standpoint, but important from recognizing and welcoming guests. You truly lived up to the expectations of a Toastmasters Club in a combined meeting that was run very, very well. I now understand why Violeta is so proud of you in what you've accomplished. It was a pleasure and an honor to be your general evaluator tonight. I look forward to the day when I can visit you in Veracruz and see you in person, go out and try some of the great cuisine that I hear about, and just spend time in that family environment. Toastmaster of the day, I turn it back to you. Or Puebla, apologize, Violeta, my mistake.
Puebla and Veracruz are very close by, so don't worry, Richard, we can go once there and then we can go over here. So, and I'm an excellent driver. Thank you, Richard, and thank you to all the evaluators. Your input helps us as always improve as speakers and as leaders. And as in every meeting, we had the opportunity to vote on who was our best speaker, our best evaluator, and our best table topic speaker. It is now time to reveal the results. I want to thank our good friend Alvaro for running the polls for everyone to vote on. And tonight's best speaker was Eugenia Mendez. An applause for her. Bravo, Eugenia. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I sent you the background if you want to put it with your ribbon. Congratulations. Our best evaluator tonight was Linda Rene Ortiz. Linda, congratulations. Yay. And our best table topic participant was, as chosen by you, our regional advisor, Violeta Rios. Congratulations, Violeta. Bravo. Let's give all of them a deserved round of applause. And well, every great thing must come to an end. It has been my pleasure to be this evening's Toastmaster. It has been an honor to receive the visit of our international president. And it has been awesome to be able to see and share this meeting with all of you. Richard, thank you. I remember Cecilia Ahern said that home isn't a place, it's a feeling. I hope you felt well received, and as we said before, Mexico is your humble home. Or to put it more bluntly, Chabela Vargas, a Mexican ranchera singer, once said that, she was considered, why? She was considered Mexican, even though she was born in Heredia, Costa Rica. She answered very plainly, we Mexicans are born wherever we desire. So Richard, congratulations on becoming the the first Mexican international president of Toastmasters. An applause for Richard. And thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to be your Toastmasters this evening. It is always a breeze to be Toastmaster when you have a team like all of you guys. I give control of this meeting back to our meeting chairs, Fernando Ceballos and Alan Ortiz.
Let's keep that clap long for Angelo. This excellent session, interclub sessions. Thank you so much. And in my opinion, I would like to say thank you for all, for all. I would like to say thank you for Violeta, Abraham, our colleagues with both clubs. This couldn't be happen if everyone can do what they want and help us to do this. So, Richard, in the name in club Toastmasters Ibero Puebla, I'd say thank you to visit us, and thank you to choose us or stay here. Alan?
Thank you, Fernando. You know, true leaders don't create followers. True leaders create more leaders. And I want to say thank you, Richard, for the work you do. You create every day more leaders and more education skills. And we have to say thank you. Thank you, Violeta. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you, Brianda, for all the support. You know, we are so excited for this meeting. We are so happy. We learn a lot, and we only want to say thank you. And I want to open the time. If somebody, Violeta, Richard, want to say some words.
I'm going to take the mic. And when the question was asked, like, which is the best club from Mexico? Oh man, that is so hard. There are so many wonderful clubs in Mexico. But if there is one thing about our clubs in District 34 and District 113, it's our college clubs. And many people say they are hard to keep and sustain, but time and time again, Veracruz and Puebla have surprised me because the strength of the young leadership that is coming to district service. And I speak directly to Alan because Alan is one of our area directors. And Brianda, who I saw her earlier, she came from Ibero. That's another college club. And that is why I thought of these two clubs first. You have a long history of being distinguished in any flavor that you want. But you work hard, you keep that young vibe always. And it's a very interesting blend of personalities that both clubs have. And what I saw here tonight, I think you guys can make joint sessions any day that you want. It was just a matter of putting the right people in the right place. And all I can say to wrap this up is I am very proud of you. And I am very proud of your Toastmaster selection. You chose the best man for the job. What can I say? Thank you for putting on a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Violeta. Thank you for all the support you gave us. And Richard, you want to say something?
Yeah. So, you know, in my opinion, there used to be three great barriers to us as individuals: communication, culture, and the ability to connect. The ability to connect is no longer a barrier. It's an index finger and an enter key. That's really all it is. We're breaking down the barriers of culture by being able to bring people into our clubs to share who we are with the rest of the world, even if it's just for a short period of time. So when you have guests, share with them about Puebla, Veracruz, Mexico. It might be the only time they ever get a chance to visit you. Give them that family feeling, that special feeling. We're all working on communication. Imagine the change that we would have in the world, the change that we would make in the world if we were able to tear down all three of those barriers. And knowing that you are at the forefront of creating that history. How amazing is that? When March 11th, 2020 struck and the global pandemic was declared, no one knew what would come of it. Yet we've managed to change the world when the world wanted to change us. And we've been writing history ever since then. You have been writing history ever since then. Congratulations, and keep up the good work in what you're doing. And know that if I have the opportunity, I will visit you again.
Thank you so much, Richard, for those words. And you know, some people saw the quarantine as a big problem. But I can imagine this without this quarantine. I learned a lot. I saw so many things that I take to my home. And I want to say something. The mole poblano and the café de la parroquia taste so good together. And I'm going to open the mic to the director divisions. If you want to take some words, Abraham, Brianda.
Go ahead, Brenda.
This was an amazing meeting, and I just want to say, let's please take a picture, and we need to remember this night, please.
Yeah, we have to take a picture, but Abraham, you want to say something?
Thank you, Alan. Thank you guys for being here. It was a pleasure to have this amazing session. Thank you, Richard, for selecting both of the clubs for visiting, and also thank you, Violeta, for the recommendation. You're always a big part of the leadership here in Mexico, and thank you for all your support. So congratulations, guys. You got an amazing session, and let's celebrate with that picture.
Cool. So let's take the picture. Angelo, you will take it? Cool.
Yeah, everyone says tequila on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tequila.
Tequila.
Once again, because we're a lot of people, there are a lot of people here. 1, 2, 3, tequila. Very good. You can all give yourself a big round of applause. And I promise I'll pass this through Photoshop before I send them to you guys. So if you want to fix anything, you can tell me. Double chin, hair, yeah. That's a very good one.
Thank you, Angelo. And Fernando, you want to close the meeting?
Please, thank you. Again, and I will say it again and again and again. Thank you so much for everyone to support us, to make this happen. Thank you, Richard, for visiting us. So I think, I hope, and I think will be great and make this again. So thank you, Alan. Thank you to Club Universidad de las Naciones. And thank you, Club Toastmasters Ibero Puebla. And see you soon.
Night, everyone.
Good night. Stay safe and stay healthy.
You too, Richard.
Stay safe, Richard.
And remember, we're expecting you over here in Mexico. You too, Violeta. No te escapas.
Ya voy pronto.
Por favor, ¿qué onda, eh? Cámate, por favor.
Now I've
Ya-
got to
ya
work on my
falta.
Spanish.